What's going on, YouTube? It's CHIEFTEXX Films, your tour guide on the road to elevating your image. And on this channel, I like to highlight my ups and downs so you can capitalize off of my wins and suffer none of my losses. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. All right, man, today we talking about rigs, man. Alright, so I just went out and spent a bunch of money on rigging this camera up so it look better for clients when I pull up and people ain't jumping in front of my camera trying to pose thinking it's a picture camera, man. It's a video camera, so I wanted it to look like that. With the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K Pro, it is it's heavy enough to keep some of the micro jitters out, but the way that I shoot, I noticed a lot of micro jitters, so I wanted to rig it all the way out with the V-mount batteries and everything, make it a little bit more heavier, a little bit better in hand, so that way I don't get the micro jitters, because it's nothing worse than that, man. Editing footage and you got the micro jitters. It just makes all your footage look amateurish. So I wanted to get rid of that, man. So I went ahead and kitted it out, and I got everything, man. I got all of the bells and whistles. Like I said, I spent a little bit of money, but I feel like it looks like a cinema camera now. The only thing is, I think now it's too heavy. But anyway, we'll get into that later, man. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down for you. All right, so this is the rig that I wanted to get away from because it looks like a DSLR. It looks like a big 1DX or something, and everybody jump in front of it want me to take their picture. I'm using the Samsung T5 with it, 1 terabyte with the Sigma 24-35 lens on it. Dope lens. And this T5, man, it lasts forever. I'll give you specific numbers later, but this is the perfect SSD for this. And then I'm using the battery grip from Blackmagic. Batteries last all day, man. But this right here, this is what I spent all the money on, and I'm loving, man. I'm loving the way this looks, man. Somebody look at this, they ain't jump in front of it trying to get no pictures, none of that. They like, yo, put me in the movie scene. But it all starts off with the cage, man, from SmallRig. And I picked this cage because I can mount my Samsung T5 at the bottom of it. It's out of the way. It don't look all clumsy on the top of the rig, man. That's the main reason I bought this cage. Plus it was the first one out. So SmallRig, shout out to SmallRig. Now it all starts with the cage, but the cage sits on a rail system. This rail system is another SmallRig piece, and it allows you to mount 15mm rods to it, man. So if you build a rig at all, you know that a 15mm rod system is the basis to everything that you need to build a rig. So with this 15mm rod system, I had this V-mount plate that holds my V-mount battery, and without the rod system, man, I wouldn't be able to mount this plate to the bottom of my camera, man. So this is the piece itself. This battery mount right here will be linked in the description below also, and it holds the FX Lion V-mount battery, man. This battery is powerful, but it's small, but it's powerful, man. It lasts just as long as the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K Pro battery grip. So either one of these battery solutions you can't go wrong with. Loving both of them. And this is the cord that you need to attach the V-mount battery to the camera. This is a cheap cord, but it's working, man. Again, the link's in the description. You can check them out. And I'm also running the FEELWORLD monitor. This is like a Ninja V clone or something like that. But it's two ways to mount it. This way right here, I mounted with the actual bracket that came with the monitor to the handle this way, just because the cord that I have, the HDMI cord I have, this is the only way I can get it to reach the camera. But it's sitting on a swivel head, another SmallRig piece, and that's the links will be in the description. But this one sits on a speed rail system, so I can take it on and off the camera with no problems. And then of course the follow focus, man. Follow focus helps you put your hands on the camera and put your hands on the camera without the micro jitters or shaking the camera. All right, so after rigging this whole thing out, I'm like this. If you follow the channel, man, you know I'm like this, but now I want to take it back to where it's stripped down and not too rigged out, but I still want it kind of rigged out. And I'm also looking at this Ronin S, man. I got the Ronin S a while ago. I wasn't able to balance the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K Pro on the Ronin to my satisfaction. So, you know, I haven't been using it, but I watched a couple of YouTube videos from some YouTubers, and I think I can balance this thing out, man. And what I've noticed while shooting with this rig is it's cool. After 30 minutes, my back gets to hurting, but I still got the micro jitters. So this is not the end all be all for me, man. Like I said, I spent a lot of money, and I'm gonna turn around and rig out the Ronin S, man. It's just, you know, you get a lot smoother footage out of it. The only problem that I have with the Ronin S is not being able to get all of the angles that I usually shoot because it's on the gimbal, and the gimbal is heavy, so you know you're not really getting all of the shots that you want to get. But being that I can just yank the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K Pro off of the Ronin and still be good handheld to use the camera, man, because of the flip out screen, because the screen is bright, because I got the battery grip, and you know, it's a good running gun camera, so I'll be able to yank it off of the Ronin and get the shots that I need to get. I definitely don't want to use a gimbal 100% of the time. I see a lot of videographers do that, and that's just not the style of shooting that I want to do, where everything is motion. But I do want to get a lot of motion in my shots, especially these fashion films I've been shooting lately. If you haven't checked those out, make sure you subscribe to the channel first of all, and then, you know, go through the playlist, the fashion film playlist, and check those out, man. These are really where I test the camera out and get the cinematic shots that most people are looking for. This is where I do it at. You know, I use this for practice for movies and music videos and things like that. So check out the fashion films, man. But I feel like I can get more movement in my shots with the Ronin. Right now with the gimbal, right now with the handheld rig, I get the, you know, the body rocks, the sways, a little bit of movement, you know, but it's not enough. It's not enough movement, because once you take a step, then that's when you get introduced to micro jitters and the camera shakes more than you want it to. So having that on the gimbal is gonna smooth everything out, man. But as far as handheld, with no motions, this works out perfectly. But like I said, the way that I shoot the fashion films, the music videos, the tattoo content, it's a lot of movement involved in a lot of that stuff. Well, the tattoo content is cool because you're in the booth. It's not too far you can move anyway. So I can get everything I need to get with the handheld rig with that. But the fashion films, no, I can't film them walking with this rig other than getting an easy rig. But why get an easy rig when you can go ahead and get already have the Ronin S? So, you know, this thing is not, it's not in concrete when you filming, man. You know, you gotta film and adjust. You gotta adjust fire to what the style that you shooting, what you like to shoot. You can't go by anybody else's rigs or, you know, what they got going on. So I'm not mad that I spent the money, because you know, like I said, I still want my camera to look big, be stable, and all of that for when I'm doing certain client shots. Like if I'm doing a commercial or something, it's cool. But other than that, man, I'm gonna get into this Ronin S, the way that I got my Ronin S rigged out in the next video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But other than that, man, I'm out. But y'all keep them cameras rolling, man.